We welcome you, dear viewers, on Noursat channel and Telelumiere, and we begin our bulletin with the following headlines. Pope Leo, the resurrection of Christ, confirms the victory of love over sin and life over death. The Council of the Catholic Church Leaders in the Holy Land elects Bishop Iyad Atwal as Vice President of Caritas Jordan. The Palestinian President inaugurates in the Vatican the exhibition Bethlehem, a New Birth. After 13 years of displacement, the residents of the town of Ghassaniya in Syria return to their homes. From the headlines to the details. The Easter of Jesus was the theme of the catechist delivered by His Holiness Pope Leo XIV before 40,000 faithful gathered in St. Peter's Square, where His Holiness said during his general audience, "The Church teaches us to celebrate the resurrection every year on Easter Sunday and every day in the celebration of the Eucharist. We can therefore say that every day is Easter, for the Easter message is the good news capable of answering the search for meaning that troubles our hearts and minds." The Holy Father explained that the Easter proclamation, which justifies to the victory of love over sin and of life over death, is the remedy for our human weakness, for it nourishes in us the hope of overcoming the great challenges that life places before us. He concluded by saying, "We are called to taste and contemplate the joy that follows suffering, for Easter does not remove the cross, but triumphs over it in that wondrous struggle that changes the course of human history." The Council of the Catholic Church Leaders in the Holy Land held a meeting in Nicosia, Cyprus, presided over by His Beatitude Cardinal Pier Battista Pizzaballa, Latin Patriarch of Jerusalem. The meeting focused on various aspects of the ongoing conflicts in the region and their effect on the lives of Christian communities, pastoral work sectors, families, religious communities, and schools, as well as on the spiritual and moral life of the churches and how Christian institutions are responding to these challenges. The church leaders also listened to the presentation on the pastoral activities of the Maronite and the Latin churches in Cyprus. Following the meeting, the council elected Bishop Iyad Atwal as Vice President of Caritas Jordan. Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas inaugurated in the Vatican the exhibition Bethlehem, a New Birth, organized in cooperation between the Higher Presidential Committee for the Church Affairs in Palestine and the Embassy of Palestine to the Holy See. From there, President Abbas announced the launch of the project to restore the Grotto of the Nativity. The exhibition sheds light on the restoration of the Church of the Nativity in Bethlehem and conveys a cultural and humanitarian message emphasizing that Palestine is not merely a political issue, but a living civilization and a rich heritage that continues to thrive despite challenges. The exhibition included paintings, documentary photographs, architectural models, and mosaic artworks, along with a diverse cultural program featuring film screening and storytelling sessions aimed at promoting understanding among people and inviting visitors to engage with the Christian heritage of the Holy Land. His Excellency Bishop Iyad Atwal, Patriarchal Vicar for the Latins in Jordan, presided over a Holy Mass at the Church of the Immaculate Heart of Mary for the Latins in Fhis on the occasion of the completion of renovation and maintenance work carried out in the church over the past period. Participating in the celebration were the parish priest, Father Ibrahim Nino, the Rosary Sisters, along with a number of official figures, apostolic and community representatives and parish members who filled the church with an atmosphere of joy, faith, and gratitude to God for His blessings and gifts. After the welcoming remarks, the sprinkling of holy water on the faithful and the church, and the proclamation of the gospel, Bishop Atwal expressed his joy at sharing with the parishioners the happiness of completing the renovation works and adding new touches to the church. He also extended his appreciation and thanks to all the parish groups and everyone who contributed to the success of this project. The Church of St. Michael the Archangel for the Melkite Greek Catholics in North Marca celebrated the feast of its patron, the Archangel Michael, with a divine liturgy presided over by Archimandrite Boulos Nazha, Patriarchal Administrator of the Eparchy of Petra, Philadelphia, and Old Jordan, with a participation of priests, deacons, and a large number of faithful. After the celebrants were received in a scout procession involving both the Dyson and parish scout groups, Archimandrite Nazha delivered a homily in which he spoke about the rank of angels in the Christian faith, emphasizing the spiritual meeting that Saint Michael invites us to live: obedience, love, and service. At the conclusion of the liturgy, the Patriarchal Administrator thanked Father Jihad Ammari, parish priests and the priests, deacons, parish council, brotherhood, and scouts, and the faithful for their participation. He also extended his gratitude to Noursat channel, presented by Dr. Basim Al-Sim'an, and to the media outlets that covered and broadcasted this celebration. Representing His Grace Bishop Christophorus, Father Economist Gerasimos Toshman participated in a seminar held at the Beit Sahur Cooperative Association, during which Engineer Adib Ghanem represented a detailed and precise study from his book on the Madaba mosaic map and its historical and religious significance. He explained that the map includes 147 Christian archaeological sites located in Jordan and Palestine, all of which are connected to the life of Jesus Christ. The study highlighted the importance of these sites as a cultural heritage, affirming the authenticity of Christianity and its deep roots in the Holy Land. Father Gerasimos thanked Engineer Adib Ghanem for his great work, noting that Bishop Christophorus pays special attention to the Church of the Map in Madaba, preserving it through recently completed restoration work. During his meeting with a delegation from De La Salle College Frere, Royal Hashemite Court Chief Yusuf Al-Isawi affirmed that the Hashemite custodianship over the Islamic and Christian holy sites in Jerusalem will remain a symbol of steadfastness and truth, and a sign of Jordan's historical and humanitarian mission in preserving the identity and spiritual status of the city. For their part, the members of the delegation stated that De La Salle College, whose educational journey spans more than 75 years, has long been a beacon of knowledge and learning, nurturing generations of men and women who have faithfully served the nation in various fields, inspired by the vision of His Majesty King Abdullah II and his commitment to building the Jordanian citizen rooted in values, patriotism, and education. Under the patronage of Dr. Muhammad Sami Abdul Sadiq, President of Cairo University, and with the participation of Dr. Azmi Mahafza, Jordanian Minister of Education and Higher Education and Scientific Research, and organized by the Jordanian Association for Educational Sciences, a scientific conference was concluded in Cairo under the title Visions and Ideas for Hot Issues in Education. Dr. Ibrahim Nafa, Director General of the Spirit of the Word Academy for Leadership and Development, took part in the conference. Over several days, the conference discussed the main challenges facing leadership and the educational system, aiming to present a set of ideas and perspectives that contribute to developing and improving educational outcomes. It also examined the current state of educational systems in Arab countries in light of contemporary changes, analyzed challenges, and offered leadership and pedagogical proposals. In addition to presenting recent studies and promoting exchange of experiences and knowledge among academics and participants. Jordan has won membership in UNESCO for the next 5 years following elections held in Samarkand, Uzbekistan. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs affirmed that Jordan's re-election to UNESCO membership for the third consecutive term represents recognition of the kingdom's constructive role in promoting quality education, protecting cultural heritage, and empowering youth and women. It also reflects Jordan's continued defense of Islamic and Christian holy sites in occupied Jerusalem based on the historic Hashemite custodianship over these sacred places and its consistent commitment to safeguarding the spiritual and human heritage of Jerusalem, while countering attempts to erase its identity or alter its historical and legal status. Although 20 years have passed since the Amman bombings, where terrorist attacks targeted 3 major hotels in the capital using suicide belts, leaving dozens of victims and injured, the national spirit in Jordan remains firmly committed to rejecting violence and extremism, upholding the principles established by the kingdom to confront terrorism both intellectually and security-wise. That heinous crime only strengthened the unity, resilience, and determination of Jordanians to continue combating terrorism and extremism, ensuring that Jordan remains a stronghold against the forces of darkness and a beacon of security and stability in the region. Those attacks were not mere isolated incidents, but rather an attempt to undermine Jordan's stability, which has long been a haven of peace in a turbulent region. Jordan's response was comprehensive. In 2006, the kingdom launched the Amman Message, signed by hundreds of scholars from around the world, to promote a true understanding of moderate Islam and to counter extremism intellectually and spiritually. The Syrian news agency reported that dozens of displaced families from the village of Al Ghassaniya in Idlib province have returned to their homes after 13 years of displacement during the former regime. A popular celebration was held in the village to mark the residents' return after years of forced exile caused by artillery shelling and terrorist attacks that had driven them away. The festivities included traditional dances, chants, and prayers in the local churches. This step came as a result of long efforts and negotiations led by the Franciscan custody of the Holy Land in cooperation with the current Syrian government. The celebration was attended by several church leaders who expressed their joy at this event, seeing it as a sign of renewed hope for reconciliation and peace. The Rosary Sisters Kindergarten in Marj Al Hammam held a special sports day for the kindergarten classes. A large number of children participated in the celebration, attended by several nuns, Dr. Basim Al-Sam'an, Regional Director of Noursat Jordan and Palestine, a number of parents, and a group of guests. The event featured a variety of sports and entertainment activities presented by the children with great joy, earning the admiration of all attendees. The celebration aimed to offer the children an experience filled with joy and confidence. Several companies supporting the school's activities also took part in the event, and plaques of appreciation were presented to participants and sponsors, including Noursat TV. Dr. Basim Al-Sam'an, the Regional Director of Noursat in Jordan and Palestine, received a certificate of appreciation in recognition of her support and participation in the school activities. Dear viewers, this brings us to the end of our broadcast. Before we conclude, here's a reminder of the main highlights. Pope Leo, the resurrection of Christ, confirms the victory of love over sin and life over death. The Council of the Catholic Church Leaders in the Holy Land elects Bishop Iyad Atwal as Vice President of Caritas Jordan. The Palestinian President inaugurates in the Vatican the exhibition Bethlehem, a New Birth. After 13 years of displacement, the residents of the town of Ghassaniya in Syria return to their homes. For more information, please visit our website, noursatjo.org. Thank you for watching. Hope you had a pleasant time. And until we meet again.